Hello guys, it's Andres the Math Guy again. Today we're going to learn about adding integers of the same sign and adding integers of different signs. It's to help students understand what's the difference between this and what is the purpose of using integers. Okay, let's begin. Okay. So first, I wrote a couple examples that will be a typical example that you will see at school or as for homework. The first one, we have a positive 4 plus a positive 1. This is a standard question that we have. Basically, what is 4 plus 1? So 4 plus 1 we know is simply 5. A picture helps a lot. Drawing 4 positive circles, I put a plus in each to help out, plus 1 positive circle. It will give you a total of 5 positive circles. Okay? A visual evidence to help you understand how we got this 5 plus. So a positive 4 plus a positive 1 gives you a positive 5. So that when you add 2 positive integers, it becomes more positive. Okay? The next one. We have a negative 4 plus a negative 1. We're going to do the same thing with this drawing to help clarify things out clearly. Here, I'm going to draw 4 circles, but instead of writing a positive symbol inside them, I'll put a negative symbol, indicating that this is representing negative 4. Then I'll put a plus sign, and I'll draw 1 circle with a negative sign inside. When you count them all together, what is the number that we have? It's negative 5. A negative 5. When you add 2, just like before, when you add 2 positive numbers, it becomes even more positive. When you add 2 negative numbers, it becomes even more negative. That's why you have negative 4 plus negative 1 becomes negative 5. And it keeps the sign. Since they both have the same sign, obviously the answer will have to keep the same sign. Alright? For those if it's not so clear, the picture will help a lot to understand that. Okay? Now let's go to, we're going to use these same 2 numbers, but we're going to give each of them a different sign. Okay? So we can better understand this. So I'm going to raise the bottom. And instead, I'm going to give it a negative 4, and we're going to keep the positive 1. So negative 4 plus a positive 1, what would that answer be? So first, let's draw it out. I'm going to draw 4 circles, and each of them are going to have a negative inside. Plus a circle here, and obviously, what would that circle sign will be? It'll have a positive inside of it. Now, the answers from last time, when it was both positive, it was a positive 5. When they were both negative, it was a negative 5. But now that they have 2 different signs, will the answer be the same? No, it won't be. Because the 2 different signs change the game. And let's see how and why. Since we have 4 negatives here, representing negative 4, adding it to 1 positive, which represents the negative 1, we have to zero pair them. Zero pairing means there's for each sign, you cancel out the opposite sign for every one. So since we only have a 1 positive here, we only can cancel out only 1 of the negatives. So since we have these 2 cancel out, what is left? We're left with 3 negatives left. So that the answer is negative 3. Okay? Another good way to think about it is think of it as if you're subtracting. When you're adding 2 integers of different signs, you're basically subtracting. And you have to keep the sign the high absolute value. In this case, the number that looks bigger is negative 4. So you keep the sign of the high absolute value in your answer. So basically, you're subtracting. Basically, when you're adding like this, negative 4 plus 1, positive 1, is basically saying 4 minus 1 equals 3. But you have to keep the sign of the high absolute value, which is number 4 here. So then that's when you put the negative sign there. Okay? Let's do one more. What happens if it's reverse? What happens if the 1 was negative and the 4 was positive? Would it make a difference? Oh yeah, it'll make a difference, all right. We're going to see why. Let's first draw out the circles again. So I'm going to draw 4 circles one more time. And another circle here. But these 4 circles will be positive. But this circle now will be negative. Now, we do the zero pairing technique. This can only nullify one of the positives. So it cancels out one of the positives, which leaves us with 3 positives. So basically it's the same thing. It's like 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3, but you keep the sign at a high absolute value. So in this case, since 4 this time is positive 4, is a positive number, the answer has to be 3, but not just 3, positive 3. I hope you was able to follow along and to be able to understand this better. This is used a lot in money to track down how much you're losing, how much you're spending when you go to the grocery store, and positive numbers, how much you're gaining, especially when you gain a check at work or you gain money. Those are very important things. One more thing I need to show you as well is when you have a number that's the same, so adding with an opposite number, which is a negative 3, the answer is always 0. Why? So an example, if you have say you have, write this up here again. You have $3. Then you're adding $3 that you spend. If you have $3 in your pocket, but you spend all 3 of them, how much money you have left? 0. You don't got no more money left. It's the same concept. If you have $3 and you owe a person $3, then you're left with 0. You're left with no money. So every time a number is added to an opposite of its own number, it's always 0. Okay? Hope this is able to help you better, to clarify, and to help you understand your homeworks better and class better. Take care.